I've been a huge fan of the cyberpunk genre ever since I saw the original Blade Runner back in the day, and I was a huge fan of CD Projekt Red's Cyberpunk 2077 video game, despite the monumental issues it had on release. But when I heard about Netflix producing an anime set in the world of Cyberpunk 2077, I was honestly a little skeptical. Although I was interested in the premise, I wasn't sure if the anime genre was the best way to tell a story set in this universe. Plus, it was only going to be a 10-episode show containing a standalone story that didn't tie into the game's narrative, and it's truly difficult to connect with characters after only 10 short episodes. But holy crap, this show was like a shot of adrenaline straight into the dying heart of my interest in modern entertainment. If you can't tell, I'm really excited about this one, so let's get into it. Cyberpunk Edgerunners was made in collaboration with CD Projekt Red and Studio Trigger, who've made anime such as Kill la Kill and Little Witch Academia. It follows the story of a kid named David Martinez who is attending the prestigious Arasaka Academy, but drops out to pursue his dream of becoming a legendary mercenary in Night City. But after getting a hold of military-grade cyberware called a Sandevistan and having it surgically implanted into his body, David's life is forever changed for better and for worse. Now that's all I'm going to say about the story because I do not want to ruin it for you if you haven't seen it. This anime is in my opinion the best I've seen in quite a long time. Now to preface, I'm not an anime junkie per se. I watch a decent bit of it, but I don't follow the genre closely, and I'm very picky about which ones I choose to watch. But my god, this one was everything I wanted it to be, and much more. Cyberpunk Edgerunners takes the strongest qualities of CD Projekt Red's game and seamlessly infuses it into the anime medium that boasts a simple but compelling story. Even though it's only 10 episodes, by the end of the show, I found myself genuinely invested in almost every main character, especially that of David Martinez. David is a flawed but charismatic young kid who has a character arc that feels authentic and earned. I was rooting for him and the gang all the way. And speaking of which, the supporting cast is incredible, with memorable characters like Maine, Lucy, and of course Rebecca. The writing for these characters, although a little cheesy at times, is overall quality stuff. They are relatable, funny, and compelling, which makes the story that much better. It's amazing what can happen when you have writers who actually give a damn. Here's looking at you, Rings of Power. And by the way, because Japan is awesome and actually focuses on entertaining people, there's nothing in the way of pushing ideologies on the audience. It's a show that's meant to be enjoyed by anyone who's willing to watch. As someone who has spent hundreds of hours playing Cyberpunk 2077, it was so cool to see locations that I had been to from the game. There's also a ton of music that was pulled directly from it and acts as one of the many connecting tissues from this anime to Cyberpunk 2077. Studio Trigger nailed the atmosphere and brutality of Night City and even expanded on it in ways I didn't expect, such as the fact that the Sandevistan can be used in the game without any side effects. However, in the show, every time a person uses it, it pushes them one step closer to going cyber psycho, which is a violent psychosis brought on by the body's increased degradation due to cybernetic implants. It plays a large role in the story and was something I was pleasantly surprised by. Another thing was the insane violence. Again, I'm no expert on anime or anything, and I'm sure that there are more violent ones out there, but wow, they did not hold anything back. This has got to be one of the most savagely brutal shows I've ever seen. They have no problem showing you the frame-by-frame effects of a point-blank shotgun blast to the face. But that is the kind of world these characters are living in, and the brutality isn't just in the violence. Night City boasts beautiful neon lights and promises of a better future, but in reality it's full of a bunch of people like David, who can barely make ends meet and are treated like garbage by pretty much everyone. There's no compassion or sympathy, it's just raw survival. It's a lot like modern-day Los Angeles. The visual style of the show is one of the main highlights for me. I'm a sucker for the cyberpunk genre, so to combine that with an anime style that is sort of a mix of Akira and Cowboy Bebop with modern digital effects was right up my alley. You can tell the artists were hand-drawing a ton of these scenes, which adds to the authenticity of the whole thing. It's not just a computer spitting out images. They feel handcrafted by someone who takes pride in what they're creating. Everything from the pulse-pounding action scenes to the quieter moments was a visual feast. Studio Trigger should be immensely proud of the work they've done here. The only criticism I have is that I really do think this show is too short. If Edgerunners had been a 3 or 4 season show, it would give the audience more time to explore the characters and would lead to the payoff being even more impactful. Because all the episodes are only about 26 minutes long, it can sometimes feel rushed, leaving you wanting a little bit more than you get. But as far as criticisms go, a show being too short is far better than it being too long. It means I actually cared about what was happening on screen. Cyberpunk Edgerunners is without a doubt my favorite TV show this year, and if you haven't seen it, I would highly recommend to anyone who's first of all over the age of 18, and second of all loves anime or the cyberpunk genre. It's a brilliant show that gives you a glimpse into a world that feels somewhat foreign, but allows the humanity of the characters to bring you on a journey you won't forget. So if you haven't seen it, give it a watch. You won't regret it. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video and want to see more like it, crush the like button and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you later.